Thank you.
Councilman Bay.
No, I'm good, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
No, we've been doing this since December, Councilman Bay and I, with your predecessor, so.
Yes.
We're very, yes, we're familiar.
Well, it's nice when you can finally put it to bed. It's nice to.
I know, I agree wholeheartedly.
Leave an issue off the table.
Thank you
But it
very
is a
much.
good thing, and I appreciate, all the time and consideration.
No, thanks for coming out tonight.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.
So, we should probably just vote on 190, 191, 192, and 193. Can we do it as a block, or?
They're still there. They're already there.
Yeah, so is there anything else on the consent agenda, anybody else?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, all right, let's start with Councilman Lutz.
No, that's all I have.
Okay, Council Vice President DiGirolamo, I apologize.
Well, we need to pull out and modify 2018-187 for the liens to hold out 2018-92.
Correct.
So we need to pull that one to amend that.
Huh?
186, right, Councilman Vice President?
Yeah, 186.
Oh, yes, 186, yes. Execution of block and lot. That's not 187 marked.
It's for the tax maps.
Okay, no, I'm looking at the text one. The... $195, $196. Oh, 196 got answered, I'm okay with that. 2018-195. That one got answered, that's it.
Okay. Councilman Davis?
Just for resolution 2018-198, is the dollar amount 201,228, or is it what we have in the actual body of the resolution? I'll make sure that the titles and the contents.
Actually, I was waiting for Shelley and Stan to get back to me with an accurate number. The first number I had in the body of the resolution was the initial number I was given. And Bob told me that I spoke with Shelley and the number had went up, but then I was supposed to get a number because part of the money was supposed to get paid by Aqua and Elizabethtown Gas.
Okay.
So honestly, don't know what the right number is.
Okay. So just pull that table then. Thank you.
Right, Councilman Stan.
Yeah.
You didn't hear, right, Rich?
No, this is the...
Tilcon?
Tilcon is 205.
So if we table this, what, I mean, I know that, I know, I don't
We
want to
don't know
table
the
it
dollar
either.
amount, so we gotta table it.
I know, but we can get the but Rich is trying to contact Stan right now, so if we can get that dollar amount, only because it's to pay Heckman.
Because we were gonna, we pay it all out and then we send them a bill for the difference.
Okay,
That's what I understood from Bob anyway.
all right.
So,
Is there anything else then, Councilman?
That was it.
Councilman McVeigh?
Good, sir.
I also have no issues. So it looks like we can approve the consent agenda with everything except for 2018 186, 195, and 198.
So moved.
I will second. We can roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DiGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Polk?
Yes, they all passed. I'm not reading them all. Ordinance number, we'll start with ordinance number 2018-186, a resolution imposing a lien for municipal services. I believe the only reason for discussion was to pull and then pass as amended. It would have been
2018.
92.
Invoice number 2018-92.
And you did get the other ones that got pulled off, right?
Yes,
The amendment that I sent?
I did, yes.
Okay.
So we can, does anybody else have discussion? Can we motion to pass as amended?
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DiGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Petro?
Yes, Resolution 2018-186 passes. Let's go to 2018-195, which is a resolution establishing annual salary for certain employees of the town of Phillipsburg. Council Vice President, you have a question?
Yeah, well, I was curious why this doesn't match up to the salary range we have in the ordinance. Is there a reason?
What salary range were you, what did you see different?
Well, one exceeds the salary range, and some of these weren't even on the list.
Do you mind if I ask which ones were not
Yes.
on the list?
The animal control officer goes over the range. It's just like,
No.
but,
She's on the range. The range was the 40.
yeah, it was.
Mhm.
The one I had said 35 and 35.
That was, oh, did we pass one that said 35, 35?
Yeah. The one I saw said 35 and 35. I just want to make sure we modify it.
Is that the
case.
1.75?
Yes.
With
Yeah.
it?
No.
No, I
35
think
and
that's what he
35,
did.
you can't
Yeah.
adjust it.
We're going to be doing it.
No, I hate to table the whole thing. I just want the corrections made that we need to do.
My only issue with tabling this is these employees have waited all the way from January for their raises, and we literally have,
You don't want to break the ordinance.
so can we amend it to 35? What did he?
I'm still of the opinion that we don't need to do this at all. This is,
Well,
yeah.
it's not that I disagree with him. However, here's my issue. Again, and not being argumentative, but he does have a past of not enforcing something or using us as a scapegoat. So if we don't pass this, he's going to go back to the employees and say, council didn't pass this, I can't give you your money.
Well, that's why I'm questioning why some people are missing. I don't want
And
to overlook anybody.
I went through this, I didn't see a problem. I thought he was right on point with the raises, they were 1.75.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I just,
But I
I
understand-
compared it to that. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Can you tell me what
7, 8, 9 missing. Sure.
Missing.
Missing. Yes.
That means those employees aren't getting raises.
That's why I'm asking.
Well, the other judges think he's on here,
It's listed differently.
the magistrate. So he just spelled it wrong. He's in Pennsylvania. Municipal court administrator, which is the municipal clerk.
No, the court administrator's different.
Is she the tenant?
She's not on there.
No.
She should be on there.
Who?
The court administrator.
Can't be.
It's under construction code.
Yeah, and we have the public works superintendent and the public works supervisor missing.
I just don't want anybody to be slighted, that's all.
No, Council Vice President, my frustration is not with you. My frustration is partially with myself because I reviewed this.
Could we pass a resolution that covered all employees on the salary guide listing,
The unclassified.
unclassified list? Could we modify it for that language?
Council Vice President had a question, I'm not sure if that's,
Would it be possible to modify, amend this to just approve 1.75 to all employees listed on the unclassified salary range? This way they're not individually.
Yeah, as Councilman Davis pointed out, the mayor, this form of government can set the salaries of the employees, non-contractual, non-civil service employees, subject to appropriations provided by the council. So as long as it's in the budget provided, the mayor can set this as kind of belts and suspenders. I understand this is helping in the past. But to the extent that there are increases that weren't budgeted for, then that's obviously a different issue. There's no money to pay the increases, and that's not even.
I don't know if that was the reason or not, I just.
I know we budgeted for a few of these for more than enough. And I thought he was pretty good, honestly, with the raises.
I would recommend that rather than passing a resolution and worrying about the individual details, we pass a general resolution endorsing the work of our public employees and encouraging the mayor to give them 1.75% raise as prescribed generally and like gave to us. Does anyone object to that?
No, because you know why? let's hold his feet to the fire, and we did our jobs,
Agreed.
right? And it's a lot better than the 3% that we were fighting last year. Okay, can we do that? Is everybody acceptable to that?
Yes.
All right, great. And it's all retroactive to January 1st? Well, not really, because they take a lot of taxes, and even more so taxes. These poor employees ended up getting the short end of the stick, in my opinion. All right, so,
So I'll make that motion to amend this for my comment.
right, what he said. He just talked too fast. Motion passes modified.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President Giralamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. Starting the next pay period, yes, they should start seeing this.
That's not,
I'm going to follow up. This immediately takes effect because it's a resolution, so I'm going to call.
It'll be retro, so it'll-
It's just an endorsing resolution, we actually have no authority.
we have no authority to do
Yes.
that.
So, Counselor, were you able to get clarification on 2018-198?
No, so recommend you table that.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to table resolution 2018-198.
You didn't even let me say that 2018-195 passed.
Sorry.
That's all right. It did though. All right. So 2018-198, there's a motion to table because we don't have the appropriate number. And if we need to hold an emergency meeting, I'm open to that because Hector Street does need to be paved.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it is a big difference. So if we can get three of us together for an emergency before our next meeting, I am open to that, as long as we get the correct number from Stan, so we can approve this. So I will second Councilman Davis's motion to table. We had no choice, because we can't blindly approve a number. Motion to table, and second roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President Giralamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes, 2018-198 successfully tabled. Then we have old business. These were tabled from the previous meeting. Ordinance number 2018-26, which is the bond ordinance providing for the upgrade of the wastewater treatment plant by and in the town of Phillipsburg and the county of Warren, state of New Jersey, appropriating $3 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3 million in bonds or notes to the finance cost thereof. A motion on the table. Do we want to keep this table?
Yes.
Okay. There being no second, or no motions on table, we're just gonna skip it. Ordinance 2018-23, the ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, adopting revisions to the riverfront redevelopment plan. Can I get a motion to untable? Motion.
Second?
Motion and a second. Frank, you made the motion? All right.
Made a motion.
Is there any discussion? Councilman Lutz.
We already have one in progress right now. I just can't understand. I've been reading back and forth to see the difference, and I really don't see a difference. If somebody can prove me wrong, that's great, but,
May I don't mean, not proving you wrong. The difference, there is a through street in the amended redevelopment plan on the side where the north main
did
side.
we get the okay from
We did. Stan actually did the work on
the
that.
railroad?
Yeah, we did, right? In order for him to do that, he must have.
No, it's an idea. It's not.
It's just a concept.
It's a concept. Just a concept.
Yeah, that's what I said, it's just a concept.
So it's
Everything else
really,
is-
and the other thing was the LMR property.
That's already been
No,
done.
that's already been
done.
That's already been done.
So it's the same plan, the only difference is just pretty pictures.
I
Right?
think, Council President, we have a motion and a second on table.
Oh, this is just on table?
Yes.
Oh, how about that? So we're gonna have to roll call. Roll call on table?
Shelley just gave me a number,
We'll go back.
205.
We'll go back.
Councilman Lutz,
Yes, on table.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes. Okay, resolution 2018-23 has been successfully untabled. Ordinance, resolution, it's getting late. It's 9:30.
We're just getting started.
I know.
We're not even here yet.
Councilman Lutz, it's been on table. Do we have a motion to pass?
No, we have discussion.
I don't want to discuss it any further. All right, go ahead.
The only request I'd ask is we can put the empty word in that paragraph, whereas town council believes adding the storage of empty waste containers. Other than that, I have no other. Since it's untabled, we could just amend it to put those two words in that one paragraph, I will be completely happy.
I move to amend.
So moved.
Move to pass as amended.
Rich, you know where it belongs?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yo.
Anybody else? We're good? All right. Where's Mr. Morissette?
Roll call.
It's the moment you've been waiting
Council
for.
President.
Councilman
You're
Lutz.
not allowed.
Oh, no, I was being nice, actually. I wanted to see the smile on his face.
You're not allowed to go on that.
Motion.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
He said yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes. I was just waiting to see if he jump. He didn't jump. Yeah, Forrest proceeded. So, okay. Ordinance number 2018-23 has successfully passed. For the record, I wasn't being facetious. I was actually just having. He's been waiting for it. So, let's go back to. We got a number. The number is
205,000.
205,000. Wow. A resolution of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, awarding a contract through the Morris County Cooperative, New Jersey, Tilcon, in the amount of $205,000 for the Phillipsburg Heckman Street.
Motion on table?
So moved.
I'll second that. Motion table on table and second. Roll call.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo. Yes. Councilman McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes, 198 successfully on table.
Motion to adopt as amended with a dollar amount of $205,000.
Second.
Second?
Okay. Roll call.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes. 2018-198 successfully passes. Resolutions that were previously tabled, 2018-181, a resolution of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, authorizing the purchase of fitness equipment through the educational services of Central New Jersey Cooperative in the amount of $40,590.93. Motion's on table.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Lutz.
Discussion?
Second.
Second.
I second.
Discussion?
No discussion on it. We're on table first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We will. Yes.
I'll be all right.
That's okay. I'm feeling the same fog, so.
Someday.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes. Okay, now the resolution on table, we can discuss.
Need a motion?
Yeah.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Yes.
Yes.
Does Recreation have this money? Or is this
Oh,
a
please,
grant?
please, before I do, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
You want me to tell them?
Yes, I do.
So, I asked how we were gonna pay for this. And I was told we have money in 2012 that's been unspent. So I said, well, then fix the ball fields. So, we had agreed at the last, I'm not in favor of this just because we agreed to let the Recreation Commission come up with this kind of stuff once they were established. So I'd just like to vote this down and let them come up with the plan moving forward. But this way we get it off the table. But yeah, so apparently there's 2012 money that was not spent, but when I look back at the budget allocations, that's where they were gonna pay for it
So the
from.
25,
But we had too much work that hadn't gotten done, so.
is there impact money?
Looks like there is, but I don't have all the expense files from 2012 to go through. It was all capital that wasn't spent, so that makes no sense to me.
No.
So, and I wouldn't approve it right now anyway. Fix the basketball court first.
I'm a true believer in that because Mr. Fay, Councilman Fay, worked his butt off for weekends with different contractors and going around and getting prices when Todd was president. And we were promised that they were going to be fixed immediately, and they were never fixed yet. It's the basketball court and the tennis court. 2 years later, and it's not done. And the only thing that really bothers me, I'll tell you what bothers me. The bill was made out to the town of Phillipsburg, Rick Thompson, 108 Anderson Street.
You're right. That's right.
That's the youth center. I thought we were away from the youth center. Evidently, we're not.
Oh, is that?
And the bill was dated 10/3/18. So there's something going on here that's not kosher to me.
For one, the address is wrong. It's
Yeah.
Fleming Drive.
Yep, and she won't change it.
It would be Fillmore Street for it to be a town expense, so. But that was the answer I got on the money, so.
Okay. Councilman Davis.
Good, thank you.
Councilman McKay. Good. No, this is the pass or shoot down. Roll call?
Councilman Lutz?
No.
Councilman Davis?
Abstain.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
No,
Councilman McVeigh?
No.
Council President Polper?
No, I'm with Council Vice President. Let the new Recreation Commission take a look at this, and we have to figure out where our money is. Resolution 2018-181 has successfully been untabled and did not pass. We are now moving on to new business. Let's start with Councilman Lutz before we go.
New business?
Yep.
Vice President Danielle and I have been working weeks on this. And I'd like to make a motion that we freeze the revolving loan money until we make up new bylaws on this. This revolving loan was for businesses. It started in the early 90s. And we started, I think, with $100,000 that we got, if I'm not mistaken, from the town. And this was for businesses. If a person needs chairs or whatever, it stayed with the business. They would get a loan, whatever the percentage is at that time, like 4% or 3%, whatever. Then they pay it off. Right now, if I may say, we're like $980,000 in the debt. And stuff has been going on that we have to stop it. It's not only the mayor's fault, or it's not only, it's mainly the bank's fault, because it was with the Phillipsburg National Bank. Then they changed to Vista. Then they changed, I guess, to PNC right now. And when we go to get records, we can't find the records. So we don't know what's going on. But we're asking Rich to at least, we don't know if it's feasible or not. And a lot of these are businesses that are still business in town and still going forward. So if Rich could, we'd like to ask Rich if he could look into it to see if there's any way that we can get a portion of that money back. I mean, we have to. There was stuff written off, 2014, like $663,000, just written off. And right now, we have $317,000 that we need to collect, as much as we can. So I know I don't want to be the councilman to say, people say to me, you didn't go after the money, or you didn't try, or whatever. And I think Danielle feels, I know she feels the same. We've been talking days on this situation.
Payment.
And just pay the bill, that's all we're asking. Just pay the bill. I mean, this goes on from 2010, 2012. One person came every year for money, and we got nothing back. Number one, I'd like to make a motion that we freeze the revolving loan and start new bylaws, because it seems like nobody has bylaws on this, so. And what the bank was supposed to do, they were supposed to, once they got the money, they were supposed to put a second lien on their mortgage or whatever, and we don't know if it was done or not. We just don't know. So that's why I like to freeze it, so we can start all over and get everything in detail, and then let council pass it, and then we go forward from there. There's only 3 people, there's 2 council members, and there's the mayor that's on the board. And any money that's ever spent has to come up to council to be approved. So I just don't know what to do. I mean, we're really mixed up here of why this money just wasn't collected. So if you don't mind, I'd like to put a motion on the floor to freeze the money until we get a new
I'll second.
bylaws.
That's
Danielle?
second to the motion to freeze the revolving loan funds.
Yeah, we actually, this was, if anybody read the audit, this was a condition in the audit. It was a finding that had to be taken care of. The revolving loan had not been maintained. The auditors called it out. Mark and I looked into it together. He had some history on it. We pulled some paperwork. The answers we got as we researched it were inadequate, so that's why we started pursuing it and said we have to write policies. There's no application. If somebody wants money, they fill out an application for UEZ. Well, then it goes to UEZ, and then UEZ starts asking, and it's not even the right place where it belongs. Then on top of that, there's the RCA funds available, which can go towards helping some of the residents with things as well. And there's no application sitting anywhere for that either. So the problem is we have some resources available to people, and there's absolutely no processes in place. So I think as we tackle one, we will probably be tackling all 3 to streamline them and make sure there's proper documentation, to make sure it goes through the proper channels, mayor's office, council, the boards that exist if need be. But yeah, we need to go after, because some of these businesses are still operating, they're just not paying their debt. So that's our goal.
Councilman Davis.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Councilman McVeigh.
No, good follow-up by Council Vice President and Councilman Lutz on the, our audit, and following up with that and taking a hard stance what we had, and we'll tighten that up.
Yeah, I do think $980,000 is ridiculous. Motion to freeze the revolving loan has been seconded, so we can roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes.
That's all I have, thank you.
You're welcome. Council Vice President?
That's enough.
Are we open or new? No new business?
New business.
No. We're good.
Councilman Davis?
No new business, thank you.
Councilman McVeigh?
I had 2 things. My first is to request on our next scheduled work session, I'd like to put up for discussion signs, not so much the signs I brought up before, the ones being placed all over town. These are coming off our recent election, those signs. So in 2017, as I sat out there, I watched council go back and forth with a hearty discussion regarding political signs, lawn signs, big signs, banners, all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, you know, I will try to speak personally on this, so not to speak for my other two folks that I ran with. But it would be, you know, I was kind of pulling for just, you know, let's stick to the yard signs. And I mean, there's former members of the audience that had certain passions for it as well. It seemed to get pushed and pushed and pushed to the point of, as long as it got pushed to where it could have been read and the time enacted, it was going to have the run all the way up to November 7th, 2017 election day. So that's what it did. And really what council had decided at that time was just to basically allow or put up the big old signs and anything over yard signs. So I didn't like that. What we had to do, honestly, is, you know, two wrongs don't make a right, because there's still gigantic signs of us laying around somebody in someone's garage. But you know what? It went that direction because we held off for the longest time until we had to get into the game, and who knows. But again, I'm saying, moving forward and on the heels of coming off this, and I've even put and I hated to do it, but on Facebook, to put up a sign regarding on one of our local developed properties going on 22 in Roseberry Street, that a sign went up there and just plastered. So all we have, people coming through our town, which we're trying to improve, these big circus signs, some personal, some party driven, some, God only knows what it is. I just want to discuss it next time. I want to put an end to it. Let's just stick to yard signs, and, you know, for political purposes. I've even paid attention. I remember Mr. Minor was even discussing for stuff for businesses and sales. I'm not talking about that. I think we all know what we're talking about. And if we can come up here this year and make all these changes to all these resolutions and ordinances, I'm sure we can iron something out regarding, because we're going to have a primary coming up soon. You know, that's what I kind of would just like to put on for the next work session to discuss as a whole and see how the rest of you feel. That's my first.
Okay.
All right, my second is to, I had mentioned a vote of no confidence a few months ago regarding the mayor, and I was letting that play out for a few reasons why, so it wasn't a haste decision. I want to discuss it, I wanted to have a meeting about it, and then even further delayed it for the patients to let it sit. To compartmentalize and to capsulize what Council President Fulper said this evening, I really can't even add to that. I think we can, but I'm not going to. I'm not walking out of this room tonight because I know personally, since I mentioned it, I brought it up, and after hearing what you said this evening,